Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a new building set that I picked up at my local Walmart today. This is from a company called Brickcraft, and it is officially licensed brick building set from the TV show Yellowstone. Now, Walmart actually carries building sets from a bunch of different companies. They do have other ones from Brickcraft, and I think I might have built some before, and they're pretty good, based on what you get. So this one, again, is based on the TV show Yellowstone. And because it is officially licensed, they can go ahead and use the logo there. And what this is it's called the One Steer Skull Brick Building Set. So this is designed to look like the skull of a steer that you would normally find hanging up in, like a cowboy's house or something like that. And then obviously that is because the setting of the show Yellowstone is all about cowboys and the things that they do, which is really awesome. So this also has a little sticker right here, and it says Yellowstone Origin Stories 1883 and 1923. It is just advertising that besides the actual show Yellowstone, which is set in the present day, you can actually see the kind of follow the story along from 1883 and then 1923. So this is a 16 plus set. It comes with 563 pieces, and then down here I was looking at that. It says Dutton Ranch established 1886. So Dutton Ranch is the ranch in the show. That's what it's called. And I guess it was established in 1886. But wouldn't it be cool if that was also the set number for this set, 1886? That would be pretty cool. So one of the things that caught my eye, besides the really cool look of it, is the ability that it does come with a table mount, which is included. And you guys can see that this is it's a black mount that you can actually mount the steer skull on. And it does have a little brick on the bottom here that does say Yellowstone. But you can also wall mount it because it does include the ability to wall mount it as well. So it kind of resembles more the way that you would normally see a steer skull mounted up on the wall. So that is really, really cool. The box also says that it is compatible with leading brands. So I guess if you wanted to add on to this by using other types of bricks, you can go ahead and do that. Now around the back, you do have a little bit more of a depiction of the set itself. It is telling you that it is 12.25 inches tall by 9.75 inches wide. So again, it's not a small little thing that you would have sitting on the desk. And I like that because again, if you're going to have a steer skull, you want it to be kind of regal and majestic and look big and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And then again, you do have the table mount. It says included, and it's giving you the dimensions, the same ones, just if it was sitting up on the table. And then here is showing you the wall mount, which is included as well, that you can go ahead and use. Now they do say in the bottom here that the instruction manual is included, and then it just gives you a little picture of the brick built one here without the colors. So let me go ahead and open up the box, and then we'll see what all is inside. All right, so inside of the box, you're going to have 6 numbered bags, which is really good. Sometimes when you build kind of off-brand sets, sometimes they're not numbered, and maybe you have to dump all the bags out together, which I don't like. I like when the bags are individually numbered, so you make it a lot easier to follow the instructions. And if you follow the channel, you know that the way that I set up my building technique is that I will set the bags up in piles of 5, and obviously, depending on how many bags, that gives me a natural stopping point, so that I give myself a rest. But this one being 6 bags, it's fine. It doesn't look like too much, especially because it's only 563 pieces. Now here's just so you guys can see how the bags are labeled and numbered. There it is. So that's bag number 1, and then so forth and so on with the rest of them. Now as far as the instruction manual here, pretty straightforward. When you open it up, you do have, again, a depiction of the steer skull here on the desk stand, and then the one hanging on the wall right here. And then you do have a little bit of an explanation on the set itself, letting you know that it's inspired by the show, and then it captures the spirit of the American West with its intricate and realistic bone design. So, obviously I can't wait to put this together to see exactly what that looks like. I'm pretty sure they mean these kind of jagged, the way that they made these jagged edges here, which looks really cool. And then you kind of just go into the building itself, the build itself. And then at the end, you do have a finished product and then your parts list right there, which is really nice. Now, there were no sticker sheets with this one, so I like that. I was wondering if this little brick down here was going to be a sticker or if it's printed, and it looks like it is printed because there were no stickers. The only thing that would have made this a lot cooler was if it would have come with some sort of like a little figure of a cowboy or a cowboy on a horse or something like that. That would have been really awesome to kind of go along with the steer skull here. But again, you know, it's still a pretty cool set. So let me go ahead and put it together, and then we'll take a closer look at it. All right, so here is the finished product, and I can tell you it looks really, really cool. The box art does not do it justice at all. Now, obviously, you know, it does have the measurements on the box and then the instruction manual, but I can tell you it is a lot bigger than I expected it to be, which is really nice because obviously this is going to be a display set, so whether it's sitting on a table, but more importantly, if you have it hanging up on the wall, I didn't want it to be so small that it looked kind of cartoonish. I can tell you, obviously, it's not, you know, life size, but it's a big enough size that at first glance, anybody that sees it, it's going to be able to tell that this is the skull of a steer. Because of the show, you do have this kind of Y right here, which is indicative of the brand for the Yellowstone. Again, you have that tile or that brick right here that says Yellowstone, and it's got the same Y on there. So really, really awesome. I was really looking forward to see how they would be able to convey this kind of bone look to the skull, and they did a really, really awesome job. Even having, you know, the teeth right here on the side using these little white studs, that was really, really cool. It does get a little tedious because of this color. You use so much of this lighter shade color right here, but once you start laying on top and just creating the look, the eye sockets come into play, and then the nose portion right here comes into play. It looks really, really awesome. Also, when you're building the horns out here, at first they do feel a little flimsy, but once you start adding a couple more of the bricks on there, they are very, very sturdy. And that's one thing I can tell you is this set is very, very sturdy. So whether you're going to have it sitting on a table on the table mount, or you're going to mount it to the wall, you're not going to have to worry about it falling apart or anything like that. Speaking of mounting it to the wall, you do have the ability to actually have the wall mount placed on it at the same time that you have it sitting on the table mount. So that's really cool because, again, if I opt to have it sometimes on the table and then have it on the wall later, I don't have to go around and search for this piece. I can always just leave it there and I'm good to go. As far as the table mount also, these are wider hinges here, so it secures very nicely on there. And then you have this kind of rounded little portion right there, which stops it from laying completely flat, so you'll always have it kind of displayed at an angle. Now, one thing I did want to say is that I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I was pretty excited to see that the bags were numbered because that makes it a lot easier. But once I started the build process, even getting into the second step of the build process, I noticed that I actually had to open up all the bags to be able to get into it. So that was kind of disappointing as far as why they would go through the process of actually numbering the bags, but then you're not following, you know, the bags. I opened bag one, and once I got to the second step, I noticed that I didn't have all the pieces, and it's because I had to open up all the bags. So by the 7th or 8th step, I actually have to open all the bags, all 6 of the bags up to be able to get to the different colors and stuff like that. So again, a little bit disappointing, a little deceiving, because why number the bags if you're just going to end up opening them all up? So again, if you do pick up this set, just make sure that you have enough room because you are going to have to open up all the bags. But all in all, I think this is a really, really awesome set. It's a great display set, especially for myself. You know, I like the show, I'm a fan of the show, but my brick builds, I generally display them throughout the whole house. So this is going to be a nice display piece. I might actually end up hanging this one in my office just because it looks really, really cool hanging up on the wall like that. But who knows, if I have enough room, maybe I'll just leave it on the table mount, because again, if I end up hanging it, I'm pretty much going to leave it up there, and then I'll just have to kind of break down the table mount and just set it away, because I'm not going to be using it. But I think for what this costs, it was actually retailed for $24.99. Again, it's a great set. You get 563 pieces. If you're a fan of the show, if you're a fan of building sets and stuff like that, definitely I would say check out your local Walmart or maybe walmart.com, see if they have it available, and go ahead and order it, because again, it's a really, really fun build, and it's a cool, just cool looking display piece. Even if you're not a fan of the show, it's a cool looking display piece just to have up on your wall. So there it is, just a quick look at the Yellowstone one steer skull brick building set from Walmart. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.